Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you've probably heard some whispers, some rumors swirling around that could revolutionize the AFC North, and more specifically, shake up the Pittsburgh Steelers' plans for the near future. And I'm talking about a trade that's been gaining traction, one that could significantly alter the landscape not just for the Steelers, but for the entire division. The buzz is that the Jacksonville Jaguars, currently sitting at 2-5 with a cap hit of about $12 million, are eyeing a bold move. They're reportedly willing to trade Brian Thomas Jr., their electrifying rookie wide receiver, in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Yes, you heard that right. An aggressive, high-stakes move from the Jaguars, who are in a bit of a rebuild mode after a rough start to the season. Now, why would Jacksonville do this? Well, the Jags are focusing heavily on rebuilding their offensive line after suffering through a defense that's been allowing an average of 29 points per game. They're trying to free up cap space, especially with the goal of extending some of their key players, and trading away a young, promising receiver like Thomas helps them do exactly that. But let's be honest here, this isn't just about cap and rebuilds. It's about acquiring draft capital, about positioning themselves for a serious retool, especially on the defensive side, where they've given up 25 sacks so far. They're clearly prioritizing their front seven and looking to bolster their pass rush with future draft picks. But what does this mean for the Steelers? Well, for starters, it's a game changer. Brian Thomas Jr., just a rookie but a rookie with serious explosiveness, is a player that can elevate any offense. He's been called the lightning bolt, and for good reason. Thomas has shown flashes of brilliance, especially with his after-the-catch ability, which makes him a nightmare for defenses. In 2024, he's already made a name for himself as a pro bowler, and in 2025, he's posted some impressive numbers with 27 catches for 365 yards, averaging 5 yards per reception, and even scoring a touchdown. But what really stands out is his advanced metrics. His PFF grade in 2025 is a solid 59.2, and his EPA per target is plus 0.18, which indicates he's a reliable and efficient target. And his yards after catch, nearly 5 yards per carry, which, for a rookie, is pretty remarkable. Thomas's career totals already speak volumes: 114 catches for 647 yards and 11 touchdowns. And if you compare his athleticism to someone like DK Metcalf, it's not far-fetched to say that Thomas has that same explosive potential. His route running, especially on slants, has earned him an 85 PFF grade, and he's been remarkably injury-free in 2025, which is huge considering how many young receivers get derailed by injuries early on. The comparison to Metcalf isn't just about athleticism. It's about his ability to stretch the field and create mismatches, especially in tight red zone situations, where he's shown a 45% touchdown rate. So why would Pittsburgh go after someone like Thomas? Well, first, it's about filling that second receiver spot beside George Pickens, creating a dynamic duo that defenses will struggle to contain. Imagine a Steelers offense with Pickens and Thomas working in tandem. Suddenly, the entire passing game gets a boost. Right now, the Steelers are ranked 24th in EPA per pass, which isn't terrible but definitely room for improvement. Adding Thomas gives them a weapon that can generate over 0 yards this season, adding that extra dimension that can turn third and long into manageable situations and boost their red zone efficiency. Plus, it helps take some pressure off Deontay Johnson, allowing him to operate more freely and open up opportunities for the run game, which has been solid but could always use an extra push. And speaking of the run game, Harris has been steady, with around 650 yards so far, but with an added threat from Thomas stretching the field and creating mismatches, defenses will have to respect the Steelers' passing attack more than ever. This trade, if it happens, also echoes what we saw last season with the Jets and their trade for Garrett Wilson, which transformed their offense and pushed them into playoff contention. The Steelers, with their strong defense and now this potential offensive upgrade, could be poised to make a deep run in the postseason. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The impact on the Super Bowl odds is definitely significant. Right now, the Steelers are sitting at plus 5,000, which is respectable but not exactly a contender's price. Moving up to plus 2,800 with the addition of a player like Thomas would definitely turn heads. Historically, we've seen rookie trades have a big impact. Think about the Bengals in 2021 with Jamar Chase, which boosted their odds by around plus 2,000 and helped them reach the Super Bowl. The Steelers could be following that blueprint, transforming their offense and positioning themselves as real contenders, especially in the AFC, which is wide open this year. What's really intriguing is how this move could set the stage for a playoff run. Thomas, with his ability to make big plays of 20 yards or more, could be the X factor that pushes the Steelers over the edge. We've seen rookies make a difference before, but a player like Thomas, with his combination of speed and explosiveness, could be the difference maker in high-stakes moments. The Steelers have historically built their teams around a solid defense and a reliable running game, but in recent years, the passing game has lagged behind. Adding Thomas could be the catalyst that reignites the entire offense, making them a truly formidable team come playoff time. And let's not forget, this move also fits with the Steelers' long-term vision. They've been strategic about their cap space, and with roughly $10 million freed up after the trade deadline on November 4th, they'll have the flexibility to extend key players or bring in additional help if needed. It's a calculated move that balances immediate impact with future planning. The Steelers are known for their stability and smart roster management, and acquiring a young, dynamic receiver like Thomas fits perfectly into that mold. It's about building for the present but also securing the future. Now, looking at the division, the AFC North has been highly competitive, with teams like the Ravens, Browns, and Bengals all vying for supremacy. The Ravens, in particular, have been formidable, and the Bengals are always a threat with their explosive offense. But with a move like this, the Steelers could elevate themselves into a different echelon. Having Thomas as a secondary receiver that defenses must account for would open up lanes for Pickens, Harris, and the entire offense. It's about creating mismatches, forcing defenses to spread out, and exploiting those gaps. The Steelers, with their rich history of legendary defenses and gritty play, are now adding a new dimension of explosiveness on offense that they haven't seen in years. This potential trade also echoes the Steelers' history of smart, impactful moves. They've always been a franchise that values talent and strategic thinking, and bringing in a player like Thomas could be the next piece in their puzzle for another Super Bowl run. Imagine how this would energize the fan base, how it would shift the momentum of the division, and how it could possibly turn Pittsburgh into one of the most feared teams in the AFC once again. The Steelers' front office has shown they're not afraid to make bold moves when the opportunity arises, and this one could be their most daring yet. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and with this kind of high-stakes trade, the AFC North is about to get even more interesting. The Steelers are looking to capitalize on this moment, to seize the opportunity and push for a deep playoff run. With Thomas's talent, the right coaching, and a solid supporting cast, Pittsburgh could be on the verge of a resurgence. The next few weeks will be crucial. If this trade happens, it could mark the beginning of a new era for the Steelers, one where they're not just contenders but favorites in the AFC. The possibilities are exciting, and the Steelers Nation should be buzzing about this potential game-changer. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So in conclusion, folks, this is more than just a rumor. It's a strategic move that could redefine the Steelers' offensive identity and elevate their Super Bowl chances. Brian Thomas Jr. isn't just a rookie anymore. He's a game changer, and if this trade goes through, Pittsburgh might be looking at a new chapter of dominance. We all know how much the Steelers value toughness, resilience, and smart football, and adding a player of Thomas's caliber aligns perfectly with that tradition. It's about making bold moves at the right time, and the Steelers are no strangers to that. Imagine the scenes: Thomas catching a deep ball, outrunning defenders, and turning the tide in a crucial playoff game. That's the kind of impact he could have, and that's exactly what Pittsburgh needs to take that next step. The AFC is loaded, but with a weapon like Thomas, the Steelers are positioning themselves to take on any challenge that comes their way. So keep your eyes peeled because this story isn't over yet. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this could be one of the biggest for the Steelers in recent memory. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Do you believe this trade will happen? How do you see it impacting the team's chances? Are you excited about Brian Thomas Jr. joining the Steelers? Let us know everything you're thinking. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Thanks for being with us, and as always, let's keep the passion alive.